What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 544 of the Fitness Business University podcast. I'm Tom Langton. I'm here with the Vince Gabriele.
Hey, Dom.
Vince, what's going on, man? Today we're going to talk about a strategy. How to get clients that quit your gym back.
Tom, this is the most valuable list that a gym owns. And the problem is, most of them don't even have this list.
Don't have a list.
They don't even have the list. They don't even do anything with the list. They don't have the list. They don't do anything with the list. And it's one of the most valuable things that they possibly can own. So today is a very, very important day for people that don't have this list.
Okay, and I'm going to preempt this. This is for everyone watching. This is useful for everybody, any gym owner, right? But the opposite.
Caveat.
But the opposite is almost a lot of the stuff we've talked about is more for like stage 1, stage 2 gym owners, right? This is the total opposite. This is, even though valuable for everybody, but people that have owned their gym longer, that's a much, much bigger list.
We just did the math on
GFP.
So GFP.
You didn't have a good list.
I didn't have well, not back in the day.
Not back in the day.
But we've been open 19 years.
Right.
We estimated an average over the 19 years about a 4% churn rate. We estimated an average of customers we had. I think it was like 175 average of.
Yeah, but it was when I was here. It was higher.
It was way higher.
Since the new crew, the numbers are a little low. So you got to factor in the staff at the time.
Yes, you're right.
So the 12 years I was here,
it was in the thousands.
For sure.
It was for us over 19
We're
years.
We're talking about like total number of people who have walked through the store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it's only a couple hundred at a time.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a big list.
So you think about it. Let's say for us, let's say for someone, if they've been open a long time, their list is 2,000 people.
Yeah.
If you think about it, 2,000 people times 0.01, 1% of 2,000 is 20 people. Like if you can get 0.5% of the people to come back in a year, that's a customer a month.
And there's no
cost.
And using the marketing lingo that you guys love, there's not a more qualified lead in the world than someone who's already paid you, right? Because you say like people bitch about leads coming in. These people aren't the right fit, or they're not the right. There's not a more. This person has already paid you.
Yes.
They've proven they like it here. They've proven they can afford it. All the boxes are checked.
You have their home address. You have their phone number. You know their social. You know their kids' names. You know their birthdays. You know their anniversary.
Right.
You know when the day they started with your gym. You could use you have everything. Mike Salvietti, remember Mike?
Of course.
He used to call it the holy grail of contact information.
The previous members.
Yeah. You have everything on them.
But there's some caveats to it. It's not just as easy as hammering that list of former members.
No, you don't want to hammer it.
Okay.
You gotta do it the right way.
So let's talk about let's get into you said right that doing it the right way, right? A reactivation strategy. You got to do it the right way.
Okay. So I think the first thing to understand is that why people leave. I think that's really like the most important thing for a gym owner to understand is that a lot of gyms, they get offended when people leave. They take it personally. So I think that the big understanding that people need to have is why people leave. Now, I'll preface this with a story. So I've done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know, Tom, that I'm a complete hack. I'm a flop. I'm terrible. I don't no flexibility.
It's like basketball. Very similar to your basketball game.
I'm better at basketball than I am at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad, yeah. But I've tried 3 times and quit 3 times.
So you've joined the gym.
Yeah.
Stop paying.
Maybe 2 times. Maybe two or 3.
But you started paying, stopped paying, started paying, stopped paying multiple times.
Here's the number one. So I desperately want to go back. Here's honestly the full disclosure number one reason why I'm not. Okay. I'm a little bit embarrassed. I'm a little bit embarrassed to go back.
Embarrassed to see the trainers?
Yeah. I'm also like embarrassed that I've quit multiple times already. So it's like the thought of going back means that there's a possibility of me quitting again. And it's like a thing of like in my head, I was like, I really want to go back. I've even considered going to a different place because of it, right? And so no, it had nothing to do with I had a bad experience. I had a great experience. I loved doing it. Now there part of why I stopped was I was banged up, and I felt I was getting lots of like injuries. Like I would get done with a session, my neck would be all tight, and it would take me like 3 hours to kind of go do work. I was like, dude, I gotta like work here for a living. So there were some reasons like that, but I still desperately, Joey asked me to go back. When Joey asked me to go back, I was like, Dad, when are you going to restart jiu-jitsu? I have this weird, horrible feeling.
Right. But I think that what you're saying is super common in the fitness industry. I can't tell you how many times I've run into former members from GFP from 15 years ago who we helped lose a lot of weight or get in really good shape, and now they've fallen off a little bit.
Right.
And they're afraid, even though they need our help now more than ever, they're afraid to come back in because it's like, they feel guilty, like you helped me so much, and now it's gone. They don't want to start over.
But there's like this little bit of an embarrassment.
100%.
A little bit of I don't want to face that. I don't want to face the people that I quit on. And so I have this thing and I wrote this long email. I think it's in the small group book, where if my sensei from jiu-jitsu wrote this to me, I would go back.
The actual verbiage of what he should say to you.
What he should say to me, and I'll paraphrase. It was something along the lines of, hey, Vince, I know last time or the last few times you tried jiu-jitsu, it hasn't worked out, right? So just full disclosure, just facing it, it hasn't worked out. And it didn't work out because I didn't stick to it, right? I never advanced. I never even got a stripe on my white belt. That's how pathetic I am. But one of the things I just came up with some different strategies of things he should say, okay? One, the first thing is he should take a little bit of some responsibility, right? And he could say something along the lines of, I realized that when you started with us, you went into the white belt class. And for you, Vince, since you're 45 years old, that was not the right decision, because a lot of the white belt classes have kids that are 22 years old, former wrestling backgrounds, and I saw that since you're a big guy, that they really took the wood.
They wanted to get after a little bit.
They didn't want to get beat by the big old guy.
For sure.
Right? So they took me to the woodshed, right? And I don't want to get taken to the woodshed, so I'm fighting hard, and I'm like really getting after it, right? And I get hurt in the process. And what he should say is, next time when you come back, what I'd like to do is put you in the all belt classes. And what the all belt classes are a combination of blue belts and purple belts and brown belts and black belts and people that know what they're doing. And they know how to roll with a white belt that can give you the lessons that you need to learn.
That's interesting.
But not cripple you at the same time.
So the more advanced people will be better for you.
Right.
Which is the opposite of what you would think.
Correct.
That's pretty interesting.
And so he's taking that on, the responsibility for that, and then creating a different process and a different solution for me to be successful the next time I go around, right? And then in the letter I actually wrote out, I know your son Joey, right? So this is where...
Tugging at the heartstrings a little bit.
Yep, tugging at the heartstrings. I know your son Joey has been training with us, and he's doing a phenomenal job. And I'm sure this is what I wrote, I'm sure he'd be really proud of you if you decided to make a comeback. What I'd like to do is, I'd like to comp your first month when you come back, and your first month's totally free on us. We'll get you going. Plus, I'm going to throw in 3 private sessions, because I think that private sessions are a great thing for you to get you up to speed for the things you need to do. Would you like to come back? And I'm like, if I got that letter, I'd be like, sign me up.
It's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Okay.
And so there's a lot there.
You touched on a lot of different psychology things.
A lot.
But before we go back into that, you asked the question before of why do people leave gyms?
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of confusion with gym owners. There's a lot of ego attached to it. There's a lot of hard feelings, especially because we felt it a lot when we first opened. We had a core crew of hardcore, like our biggest fans, right? And when one of them left, it was like, it hurt. We took it very personal. I remember we had a few people who went and tried a different gym, or maybe they wanted something a little bit harder. They went and tried CrossFit or something, and we kind of took it to heart. Like it was a personal attack. It was really hard on us too.
Back in the day, yeah.
For sure.
When we didn't even know that's a normal thing. We didn't know attrition was a normal thing. Like we were so good in the beginning, we didn't lose anybody. And when we all of a sudden, we never tracked attrition rate back in the day. We had no idea. It was almost like a weird thing when someone left. But yeah, we took it personally. But I think so. So let's talk about that.
Why? Why does someone leave?
So there's some very standard ones, right? Sometimes people leave, and I think that the market that we serve, and not as much as the market you served in Alpha. I don't know if you saw that a lot, but the market we serve here at GFB is people 40 to 60 years old. Probably everyone has some kind of a thing going on, an injury or something like
For
that.
sure.
And I do think that that is a legitimate reason of why people leave. It's also a big reason why your programming needs to be good. You're not crushing people and banging people up. But if someone has a bad back and a bad shoulder, they're going to put their membership on hold. And if it's an extended thing, they're going to cancel, right? Because they're going to have to go to physical therapy, because they're going to think like, oh, that's too intense for me. So I do think like keeping people healthy and the training, I mean, Boyle's rule, right? Do no harm.
Yeah.
You know, so I do think that is a legitimate reason of why people leave.
They get hurt.
They get hurt.
Okay.
Some of it is beyond our control. Some of it is within our control first. I think that the other reason why people leave is things tend to sometimes can get stale. That sometimes people just get bored. They've been working out at the same place, the same time, the same thing, and sometimes people just need a change of pace. Okay? That's another one. But here's the real reason why I think people leave, and this is the most common one, right? Life gets in the way.
Or what do you mean by that?
I think life just, people get busy.
Right.
They get busy with kids. They get busy with work. They get and they probably at that point have not developed the habit. Like, there's probably nothing that gets in the way of you working out, right?
Yeah.
Same with here. Like, I'm not gonna let, but people like that have kind of just subscribed to like, I'm gonna go to this gym twice a week and I'm gonna do two workouts a week. It's easier for them that haven't developed that lifelong habit yet to just be like, oh, I'm too busy for this.
For sure.
And so I think like that is probably the biggest one. And the cool thing is that has nothing to do with us. That didn't have any, and they didn't leave because they hated our gym. They didn't leave. They left because life got in the way. And
I think the age of the children is something, because we were open long enough where we would see like parents go through a cycle of like when they had real young kids, they were able to come in and train a lot, right? Because the kids, they could go to daycare, but once those kids reached that like middle school, high school age, they had something after school every day. Every weekend was lacrosse or basketball. And then once those kids graduated high school, then they could come back. You know what I mean? So like going through like the age of the kids, and it's not something you even consider. But I think...
So I think injuries, people get just legitimately getting bored, and life getting in the way are the biggest reasons why people leave. And none of that has to do with us. None of that happened to do with like, we sucked, we're not gonna come back. So I think that's the big realization for the gym owner, is to realize that this list is a group of people that, if asked, will come back, but probably won't come back if not asked.
All right, so before you get into the strategies, how do you handle, because we were talking about this before we started recording, people handling it the wrong way once someone does leave.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if let's say you have someone, let's say you've been open for 2 years, someone's been with you since day one, and all of a sudden they come and go, hey Vince, it's just for whatever reason, any of those reasons we just talked about, they decide to leave. What is the proper way to kind of break up with that person, to let them go where they're still can come back? Is there a right way?
Yeah, I think so. I try to always save the client. That's my always thing of like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you want to leave? And a lot of times, we don't do this anymore, but we went through a period of time where we wouldn't let anyone cancel without a meeting.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of gyms that still do that. We don't do that anymore. It's more of a conversation, but we would have this thing where we would have a cool, okay, you want to cancel your membership? Let's just do a meeting before we do that. And I would have a sit down with people. And a lot of times I was able to talk people off the ledge, because we used to have this thing where they would come in and say, I just don't have time to work out. And they're coming twice a week. I was like, dude, you don't have 2 days a week to work out. They're like, oh, I'm getting busy. I was like, and remember that we created this. We created this thing called the Wall Street program. And the Wall Street program was, we created an 8:30 p.m. session and a Saturday session. Remember that?
Yes.
So they would come at 8:30 p.m. and we created this based on guys saying, I can't come twice a week. So I would have these meetings and I would be like, hey, well, what if you came at 8:30 at night? They're like, yeah, I guess I could come at 8:30. And like, what are you doing Saturday morning at 7 a.m.? They're like, yeah, I could do that too. And I was like, how about this? I'm going to create a session at 8:30 at night, and I'm going to create a session at Saturday
just
morning. But then we had a lot of guys doing it. We had a lot of guys doing it. But the point is this: is like sometimes people just need to be, have a conversation with, and they would think that they don't have time, or they think they want to stop, but if you create a better scenario and a better solution, I'm not saying reinvent your whole business for this.
Right, but find a way.
But like sometimes like find a way. We were at the point when I was doing that, like we didn't want to lose anybody.
Right.
Like I was like, we were taking like we were just saying, we were taking it personally. Or like I'm not gonna let you leave.
Right.
I actually have done that in Mastermind. I have done that in Mastermind where a guy, he's still in the group now, but he came to me and he was doing really well, and he hit some financial issues, and he's like, I have to stop. I have to cancel my membership. And I told him, I'm not gonna use his name, but I was like, hey bro, here's what I said to him. I was like, if you leave, I just want to let you, and he was saying to me, I'm gonna come back. Don't worry, I'll come back. I was like, here's what I said to him. I was like, if you leave, you're never coming back. I'm just telling you. You say you're going to come back, but I'm telling you, you're never coming back. And he's like, oh yeah, and he's like kind of like almost surprised. I was like, here's the deal. I was like, our job is to help you grow your business. You're struggling financially right now. Okay, if you leave, you lose that resource. And I literally just kind of bullied him into staying in a positive way.
Right.
To the point where he now thanks me for doing that.
For keeping them in the loop.
And so I think that sometimes you have to like, don't let people go so easily.
But we did this with, we won't name them, but people that lost their jobs.
Yes.
And it was like, this is the
Good
hardest,
point.
this
Yes.
is the hardest time of your life. The most stressful time of your life. Number one, you're gonna have a lot more free time. Number two, you need this more than that. You need us now more than ever. So you would comp people for,
yes.
And those were a lifetime. If you comp someone for 2 or 3 months until they got their feet back under them. But here's what we're doing right now. This is a different podcast subject. Right now, you're talking about how do we save people.
Right. Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot of strategies.
But it is part of it, right?
It's definitely part of it for how to save clients. But let's just say the decision's been made. And they're like, I appreciate everything you're saying, Vince. I love this place.
I learned this. Yep.
It's just not a right fit for me, right? For whatever reason.
I learned this from Joe Hashey. We didn't do this till a while ago, but it's a cancel form. It's basically a form that they fill out that they have to, cancel their membership. And on that is a reason. What? Right? Now, do you always get the truth? No.
Why not?
But it's better than nothing, right? And it kind of creates a system in your business where like you can kind of guide people to almost pace them to come back. So in the cancel form, what you can do is you can ask them a question. It's like, hey, would you ever consider coming back? And a lot of people will say yes.
And it just moves them right to
that
list.
So it's a theory called commitment and consistency. So I'm saying yes, I would come back. And now what that does is that opens the door to invite them to come back. But the cancel form, I think, is anyone with attrition issues. Like if we go into CEO Mastermind and there's someone with attrition issues, one of the things we're gonna ask them is like, well, why are people leaving?
Right. It throws up red flags.
Right.
If you see the same answer
pattern, right.
over time.
And so the cancel form is, so if they're going to cancel, have them do the cancel form. Hopefully you can get some kind of a reason why, and then you could potentially pace them to say that I would be open to coming back if asked. Yeah.
Now, is there a specific pace that you want to follow up with those people? Is there like, if they say, hey, if they give you a specific date, because we used to have that a lot where they would say, I'm going away for the summer, or I'm taking 6 months in Europe or something like that. So they had a specific date, but if they give you no specific date, we're like, I'll come back on this date. How often then do you reach out to them?
Yeah, I think you don't want to crush them, but I think the start is like around 90 days, right? I think that's enough time to kind of, let people go, let not like be like, like weird and bothering people, but like after 90 days, people can probably see like, oh, what I'm doing is not working. I went to this gym, I joined a big box gym, I joined Lifetime, I barely go, right? And so I think at that 90-day point is a good time to do it. Now, I do think it's helpful to have, automation set up, right? That there's an automated email that goes out, at 90 days and another one at 6 months and another one at I think that stuff is helpful.
So you're saying everybody who cancels automatically just move to a list. Correct. And that list is hit X amount of times.
Yeah, they get it, you can kind of probably do this in their CRM, right? They get an email at 90 days that says something, and we have all that stuff set up.
Okay.
I think it's a good backup. I don't think it's nearly as effective as some people say it is. Honestly, the majority of people that we get to come back are not from those messages.
All right, so what are they from?
This is my favorite quote. Ready, Tom?
Yeah.
An ounce of personalization is worth a pound of automation.
Is that your quote?
Right? No, who said that? I want to give credit to where credit. His name's Andy Stickle. Andy Stickle runs actually I learned it from Andy Stickle through Justin Rabinowitz.
Okay.
He's Justin Rabinowitz's coach.
Okay.
And Justin told me that Andy said that, and I was like, that's really smart. And so I've taken it and made it mine.
Love it.
But basically, an ounce of personalization is worth a pound of automation. And so, like, I think that this is the best system to get people to come back. You ready? Take your list, right? And you got to have this list, right? And this is basic. So you got to have, of all the people that have left, there should be on a list somewhere, whether that's in your CRM, whether that's some kind of Excel doc, or whatever it is that you need to see. And just pick 10 to 15 people a month, every month, to reach out to. You can do this on the first of the month, the third of the month, whatever you want to do. But pick 10 to 15 people a month and do very, very organic, individualized messages via text is probably one of the most effective things to get people to. And it's not this, hey, I have this offer for you to come back and it's 30 days free. It's, hey, bro, how you doing?
You're just starting a conversation.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's it. And you start a conversation with them and then lead them down the path to getting them to come back. Now, is everyone going to answer you? No. Right? But if 1 to 2 decide to come back, here's the thing, if they come back, they're signing up. Like, very few people, like, even if you offered a free month to come back, very few people are going to come back for a free month and then just feel like, thanks for the free month, and then leave. Like, they're not going to do it. If they come back, they're staying.
Well, I don't know if you remember, we used when we had the level 10s and I was in charge of marketing, if the lead number was down, we would say we're going to shake the trees.
Yes.
Right? And this was one of the strategies. And we had our list, and we would go through and kind of handpick people that we hadn't talked to in a while. I can remember, like you said, the personalization thing. One strategy that we used was we would make we'd take selfies in their old session. So if they had 2 training partners, we would take like a selfie of me and the 2 partners and like kind of talk shit to them.
Yep.
And be like, hey, we're getting after it. What are you doing this morning? And like send it that, and almost like the more personal, again, with the right client that you can talk shit to, right? Or like you kind of give them that FOMO of like, hey, we're having a good time over here. But that was a personalization. But that was one where it wasn't just hammering the list. We would go through and kind of handpick the people that we had really good relationships with, and send them, whether it was a quick video, a selfie, something like that. But
yeah, I remember that one guy that we did that video where we had the mat.
Yeah. Yes.
The mat.
Yes.
So we had this one guy, and he was such a sweater. I'm not gonna use his name, but he was such a big sweater. He had his own mat, and we wrote in big marker his name and then Matt. And then he left and ended up leaving. And then what did we do? We had didn't we have a funeral for his mat? We buried his mat or something like that. And like we busted his chops, but he came back.
He came back.
Right? He came back
for sure.
So you can do stuff like that. That's like real creative, types of things to do. And again, you made a good point of like, you should have a good if you're going to bust someone's chops, like hopefully you had a really good relationship with them that they would laugh at that and then.
But I think also having that data that we would use all the stuff in their consultation and know kind of what their goals were when they first started with us, and maybe revisit some of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like what their original goal was, and just the more, like you said, the more you can kind of personalize it, the more powerful it was.
Yes. Yeah. So personalization was huge, and again, I think that's the most basic form, is 10 to 15 people. Also, like you said, using it as your shake the tree, right?
100%.
But the other one I really love is using birthdays, right? Because a birthday is just like an opportunity for them. It's an opportunity to reach out. So like one of the most important things in marketing is a reason for them to respond. Right? The reason is their birthday.
Yeah.
And
do you remember the guy who used to send us the birthday email?
Yes.
Okay, so he would send it. He was a former member. We won't name him, but he was a former member, big Disney guy.
Yeah.
And he had a book of birthdays, and he would send. You knew it was personal because he would write it. But I got a birthday call from my mom, maybe like one of my friends, but I would get an email from this guy every single birthday. Until I changed my email address. When I left here, that was the last time I heard from him because he didn't have my new email.
Wow.
But every year for about 12 years, I got an email from him every single time.
Yeah.
And you kind of knew it was coming, and it was like that. The birthday's a big one.
Yeah, and I think people are usually responsive on their birthday. They're in a good mood, and you can get, and the same kind of thing. Just get into a conversation with them, on their birthday. And here's the thing too, like what do most people do when they wish someone happy birthday? Happy birthday, dude. Right? Very few people go that little extra mile of, hey, dude, hope you're having a great day today. Happy birthday. And then all of a sudden entering something personal and something complimentary and something with expressing gratitude, right? If you kind of take that extra, what does it take? Like, how much longer does it take to type that text than it does to just say happy birthday?
For sure.
Right? Which one's going to warrant a response?
Yeah.
Right? And so I think that like kind of going that little extra mile in these types of reach outs, and I think what people need to do with this stuff is just slow down and just think one person at a time. And that's where I think lifetime value is really valuable to know. It's just like, I'm sending a reactivation message to somebody that if they come back, their lifetime value when they were with me before was $5,000. I'm going to rush a birthday text for a $5,000 sale? No, like, take your time, say something good, say something nice. It's 10, like, I mean, how many birthdays of all the people that you have left are there, right? Is there 5 a month, 10 a month, 15 a month? Like, there's not probably that many. And you have that list of birthdays. It's just, that's an easy, so that's another strategy that you could use. The other thing is, there's certain times of the year, right? Like New Year's, right? So this is a good one where, hey, dude, not sure if you have any New Year's resolutions, right, this year. But I know the turn of the year is coming, and I know a lot of people are starting to think about what they're going to be doing for next year. I'm not sure if you found a new place to train yet, but we would love to have you back and love to help you out, love to sit down with you, map out some goals for the year and set some resolutions and do, you know what I'm saying? So like the timing of this stuff can be very valuable and very important.
For sure. Well, events, I mean,
exactly.
If you're doing challenges, you guys do the March Madness. We used to do the Fall Fat Loss Challenge.
Right.
The Fall Fat Loss Challenge was always a time we would get members back, old members back. It was like a low barrier to entry, get them back in, and then they would stick around for that. So like, but again, personally inviting them, because they would be on our master list.
Right.
But just shooting a quick email to, hey, this is we're doing a contest, you can get 3 set, whatever the deal was for that challenge.
When we had those challenges, we used to write down the marketing plan on the board of the challenges. And we would divvy up who did what. Like there was someone that was kind of running the ads, someone that was writing the emails, but then there was someone that was like, hey, you're in charge of the personalized reactivation lists, right? So you're in charge of sending these 25 people or these 30 people this message about this thing that we're doing and trying to get. So that's I think is that's a big one. So birthday events, certain times of the year. The other thing is too, is dabbling in different forms of reach out with direct mail. And so we've done this recently where we not only would send them an email, but we would send them actually a letter in the mail. And if you think about it, direct mail, and I don't have a ton of experience with like cold direct mail, like buying a list and like sending a list to 5,000 people in my community. I don't have a lot of success or experience with that.
Okay.
But I do know that, hey, we have their address. And if we send them a physical letter in the mail, and they get that, and then we follow up with a phone call or an email basically saying, hey, did you get the letter that we sent you in the mail? There's a really good chance, right? Because people are reading them out.
Are you talking about is this a handwritten card? Is this
it could be a printed letter,
okay.
Right? So like, let's say so we usually do this around New Year's where we kind of what I was saying before about the New Year's resolution and like coming back. What we did this past year is we picked about 50 people that were past members, and we sent them a physical letter in the mail that was printed. It wasn't what we did was we would personalize the first paragraph, and then the rest of the letter was the same. So we only had to personalize the first paragraph, and then we would send them, but it was like a typed letter. Yeah. It was a printed letter. But we sent that in the mail, and then that was helpful to follow up with the process. I think we got like 4 people back just from that. Right, so using multimedia, using text message, using email, but using also physical mail, can help. And the thing is, like, what does it cost to send a letter in the mail? And who's doing that? Nobody.
Nobody's doing it.
The only person doing it is your damn dentist who sends a card in the mail
when it's time for a checkup.
But it's nothing like good. It's not
just a little post
clever. It's not
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. What other any other big strategies?
I also think good, consistent content that you're producing, right? Can you keep them on your email list? Are you producing good content on social? Like, are they still kind of in your world?
Yeah, keep them in the orbit.
Right, keep them in your world, and maybe it's not the individual stuff that you're doing, but it's like, hey, are they still on? Hopefully, they didn't unsubscribe to your email list, right? And again, they probably didn't, right? We got tons of people back from email because they stayed on our list because they didn't leave because they hated us, right? They left because, and if you're providing valuable content, it's called omnipresence. Like, you're staying in their top of mind. They're getting an email from you every week, and hopefully that stuff is valuable content, and you're, sharing things happening in the gym. Here's another one too. I've used this several times. You talked about FOMO.
Yeah.
So a lot of times what we'll do is when we do get a past member to come back, we will, if the client that we had knew that person, we'll
it's like an old training part.
Yes.
Hey, Jimmy's back.
Yep.
Come back. Yeah.
We just say, hey, I just want to let you know, last week Jimmy came back.
Yeah.
And he's super excited to get rolling. Super excited. We'd love to have you back too. Something like that, or you can even post pictures on social. Send them the thing. Send them the picture of them on social.
For sure.
Right.
Well, then you talked about nostalgia last time. I remember we would post. Because in Facebook and Instagram, you have the memories, right? The daily memories. This picture is from 8 years ago, 7 years ago. And we would take old gym pictures. Like, we had the GFP rowing team at one point when we would do like these big group workouts. And if you just tag everybody who's in the picture, half of them being former members, all of a sudden they pop up as being tagged, and that nostalgia of like that gym is great.
Yes.
So like past memories, any gym that's been open for a couple of years, you have these old pictures.
Yeah.
Everyone's always looking for old content or for new content, when all you got to do is just reshare some of your old stuff, but tag all those people. Get any big group pictures you have, tag everybody in there, and then that's a way to keep them in the orbit.
And I think one of the things too is, like, we used to have this thing. Do you remember we had the little lifesavers?
Yes.
We used to have this thing that we would do where we had a goal. Our goal was always like, I can't remember, like 9 clients a month or 10 clients a month. And whenever we would sign up a new client, we put a magnet on the desk.
Yeah.
And it was a magnet of a lifesaver. And that signified we were going to save someone.
Right.
And so I think that too, like, understand that there's a lot of people that need to be saved by you, that they left your gym. They are 99% of the people I know got in worse shape after they left my gym.
For sure.
Right? There's some people that did it on their own, but majority, they go join a big box gym, they go join another gym, and they have a bad experience. And like, put it onto your mind that you're actually saving them. Like, you're sending them a life raft to come back to you where it's safe, to come back to you where they're going to get in the best shape of their life. And this is one thing that really stood out to me. This has happened to me multiple times where I saw past people and they said these words to me: I was never in better shape than when I was at your gym.
100%.
And if that's true,
why'd you leave?
Yeah. Or why aren't you back? If this was, it's like there's a thing in being lost in the wilderness. It's like, if lost in the wilderness, go back to the last known spot. So I'll give you a quick example.
This is when you're going to tell a mountain climbing story?
Yes.
All right.
So it does bode well.
Okay.
So I climbed Mount Elegy. I think it's Elegy.
I have it in my notes, the highest mountain in Colorado.
It's the highest mountain in Colorado. So we climbed that with Hashey. I don't know what you're laughing at.
It's just funny.
Why is that funny?
Because you threw that in there. It was like, hey, what'd you do this weekend? It's not like, oh, we climbed the mountain. It's like, we climbed the highest mountain in Colorado. It's funny.
Why is that funny?
I'm not sure. It just struck me.
I'm not sure why that's comical to you.
It just struck me funny. What was that? What was the elevation?
It was the peak was 14,440 feet.
Nice.
I think it was 5,500 elevation gain. So we get to the top, and what do you normally do when you get to the top?
Take a picture.
You take a picture, but then what do? You start walking down.
Okay.
Not with Hashey. So we get to the top, and then we start walking across the top of the mountain for hours. So we're walking across the top of this mountain for hours. We're at 14,000 feet. And I'm walking miles along these rocks. There's no trail.
Getting your cardio in.
Along these rocks.
Up and popping a little bit.
And I realize, like, I'm looking at him, and all of a sudden he's looking at his phone, and he's like looking around his head, and his head's on a swivel. And I'm like, we're fucking lost.
Oh, he got you lost?
We're lost.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, we're at the top, and then we start walking down this grassy knoll, no trail. And I'm like walking down, I was like, we're off trail right now. I have no more water left. I'm tired. The heat's starting to kick up.
Did you panic a little bit?
So
Did you, hold on, time out. Did you ask him, are we lost?
So if you ask him, he'll tell you that I did not panic at all.
That you didn't panic?
I did not panic at all.
Okay.
In my mind, I was like, fuck. But I did not panic. And I credit it to meditation. I really do. Like, because there's like thoughts that come in your head.
Yeah.
And I credit to years of meditation of, all right, this is happening right now. Joe's really skilled at this, and I trusted that he was going to get us out of the jam. But there was a period where I was like, because I was also feeling not great. I was like,
I'm sure.
I definitely was
walking
feeling
around 15,000 feet, they'll jack you up a little.
Yeah, I was not feeling great, and at the same time, I was running out of water, and it was really hot, and I had a headache, and so that happened. I can't remember why I was.
You were going to tie that back to the lifesavers of why that was important for people when your people are leaving your gym or want to leave your gym or want to come back.
Yeah. Shit, I don't even know why I was telling the story right now.
You just wanted,
I totally missed it.
You just wanted to tell.
I did want to tell the story.
You wanted to tell people.
But no, hold on. So we finally found.
Oh, you're talking about return to the place.
Oh yes. So thank you. So as I'm realizing we're getting lost, I realize that, all right, if we are lost, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn around and walk back.
Back to the summit.
Correct. And I was just like, I had that in the back of my mind. I was like, all right, even if we're lost, I know I can just turn around, walk up this big grassy knoll, walk around the rocks, and I can probably find my way back.
Just retrace your steps.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And so that was almost like a savior for me to have that in my mind of like, that will suck, but I know that there's people back there. I know that there's someone has a little bit of water that I can drink. And I know that there's a trail that if I wanted to get to the summit, I can go back down that trail that we came up. And that was like a very helpful, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to say.
So you're saying that for people, the gym is that point of.
The gym, like if they were in the best shape of their life at your gym, that's the best thing for them to do, is to go back to the last known sign of success. And so you knowing that, and I'm sure there are people that are listening to this podcast where many of the members that have left their gym can say that, 100%. Hey, I was in the best shape of my life, so bring them home. Bring them back. Like, go get them. They're not going to come to you. You have to go to them. This must be a strategy in your business. This must be a thing that you do on a regular basis.
So you consider this, you talk about the marketing glove a lot.
Yes.
Could this be one of the fingers of your marketing glove? Is this that powerful, or is it just a kind of a sidebar thing?
I don't know if I would consider, I usually consider fingers on the glove more lead generation.
Okay.
I don't know if I put it as a finger on the glove because it's even past that, because it's not even lead generation. You already have the lead.
You already have the leads.
Right. It's more of, Joe Riggio, we were at the CEO Mastermind, and he calls it their defensive scorecard. Right? And defense should score points. Right? So referrals.
There's your pick six.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like that's like an example of like, hey, Art, you already paid for the lead. Right. You don't have to generate the lead. You already know them. You have their phone number, you have their address, you have their like everything. And now it's just.
But this is a built-in process. This is not something that you're doing when leads are down. This is something you're going to do no matter what, once a month, once every 2 months. You have a system for it. You have someone who's personally responsible for it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And now it can be used when leads are down. You can double it, right?
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be some process that happens every week, every month, or whatever you decide that leverages this list of people. And it's a very, very valuable, very, very valuable.
And this is a powerful one, like we said, for people. If you've had a gym for more than a couple of years, that list is probably not because you have a bad gym, but that list is probably pretty big because people are going to leave no matter what.
Yeah.
So you got a big list. So if you're looking for leads, if leads are down, go find that list.
Yep. I think that's it.
That's all we got?
I think that's good, Tom.
All right,
we beat that up pretty good.
Here's the question. When are you going back to jiu-jitsu?
I don't know if I am.
All right. If your jiu-jitsu master is watching this, but where is that letter you talked about? The letter that...
Oh, that letter is in the small group book, I believe. It's either the small group book or the...
One of the free books on your website.
Yeah, if they go to the website and download one of the books, it's either the small group book or the 8 Profit Levers book.
Okay.
Both of them you can get free on the website, vincegabriele.com.
And we got a big event coming up.
Very excited. July 17th and 18th. You going to come?
Yeah, what, it's here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's here at GFB. The theme of it is the gym of the future.
All right.
Okay,
Talk to me more about
don't be like alarmed by this. We're not going to be talking.
It's all AI.
All AI. It's
all
not
AI.
that. It's really what do you need to do to succeed in the next 3 to 5 years. And so yes, is leveraging AI a piece of that? For sure. But it's really about where do we need to move towards in terms of how we're delivering our product, how we're hiring our staff, how we are selecting the customers like that we're selling to. There's things that will need to change over the years. So don't take this, the robot cover as, we're just going to be talking tech and AI. We will be mentioning that. We'll be talking about that. There will be strategies. But at the end of the day, I do believe that there's some serious things that people need to consider of how to succeed as a gym owner in the next 3 to 5 years. And that's going to be the main premise of the whole thing.
You're going to be speaking?
I'll be speaking.
Who else?
Devin Gage.
Devin Gage.
Devin Gage.
All right. He's always good.
Smart. Always good.
Always good.
And he, to be honest, he's done like a lot of speaker training in the last couple of years. He's like gone down to South America, I think, or somewhere, and done a bunch of speaker training. And the last few times, he's just blows the door out. And I'll tell you, dude, like I always, I text with him all the time, and there's not a guy we know that has gone from where he was
crazy
to where he is now. Like it's when I hear him give advice in the CEO Mastermind, it's a different human. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's super smart. So he's gonna kill it. Hashey, you always got Hashey. Hashey's got a good topic. Hashey's going to be talking about attendance tracking and how to create what we call a red, yellow, green attendance system. And how, like, I believe it's one of the most important systems any gym needs to have, is like, how are you responding to what happens with your attendance? Because that is, we talk about people leaving.
Yeah, when people stop showing up,
right.
That's the key indicator.
Right.
Right there.
And that could be, if you're not doing that well, that could be something that's driving your,
awesome.
Yeah. So he'll be talking about, Leo's going to do some AI stuff. Leo's been doing a bunch of stuff with AI.
Awesome.
Charlie Weingroff.
The man. That's what I was pretty sure. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it on the podcast. He's the keynote.
Yeah, he'll be speaking on day 2. And
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. Super excited for that. So we actually have a lot of, so if you're a gym owner and you want to come, bring staff with you. We have a ton of, Devin Gage is bringing 8 staff members.
If you bring your team around, your trainers around Charlie Weingroff, they will be exponentially smarter when that thing is over.
Totally.
He almost pushes you to go learn because you realize how much you don't. That's the thing. Like every time I've heard him speak, I realize like I know nothing. I know nothing, and I need to go study more.
Yeah.
And like the older I get, the more I realize that like there's people like this out there that are just like
But he elevates your game.
Well, 100%. So July 17th to 18th in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey.
Yeah, links in the show notes. You can get all the details in the show notes to reach out to us to get a ticket. But yeah, it's down to the wire. It's coming up. But it's going to be good. I'm excited for it.
Episode 544.
And then they get to come to my house we have a barbecue after day 1.
I'll be
hang
there.
out at my house.
I'll have some beers with you.
Beautiful.
All right.
You can meet Big Tom.
Let's go. Episode 544.
In the books. Good job, Tom.
Have a great day.
All right. See you.
Thanks for listening to FBU Podcast. Guys, if you got anything out of this episode, do us a favor. Hit that like button, share this episode with another fitness business owner, and subscribe to our channel. Every one of those clicks help us out a lot. And don't forget, visit vincegabriele.com for tons of free resources. There are books, downloads, everything a fitness business owner could need. Thanks again. Have a great day.